Alrighty. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Solene Matters, and today we are going to be diving in just a little bit deeper. So in my first video of this year, we spoke about human and being. And the thing is, I want to zoom in today on what actually helped me with many of the breakthroughs that I have had. The vehicle that we're using, it is called introspection. So what exactly is introspection? Introspection is active awareness. It is not passive interaction. It is not the surface level performative kind of thing. It is not the sugarcoating. It is not the sayings without explanations or sayings without understanding. I know there are many sayings that people say, but really it's for limitation purposes. For example, a jack of all trades is a master of none. But the full saying is a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than the master of one. You see how the first one is limiting, but the second one just frees you and liberates you. Another saying is curiosity killed the cat. But the full saying is curiosity killed the cat, satisfaction brought it back. You see how one is limiting and the other is liberating. It gives you the freedom to want to approach life with curiosity. And that is the key for introspection. When you're going on your own introspection journey, you need to approach it with curiosity. You're asking questions for answers, for resolutions, or even for new opportunities, or for new perspective, or for definite for new perspective, or for new avenues, or for new just way of thinking, or new understanding of yourself. Because introspection is all about shining the light inward, clearing out, decluttering your mind, all of the negativity, to remove it. And then once you do that, you then have to fill your mind with new thought processes, new perspective, new abundance, new beauty that you would like to bring into your life, because you only attract what you are, and that's going to be for another video. But in this video, we're really focusing on the introspection journey. Think of it like this. When you're trying to take a picture with your phone and the camera is fogged, the picture is then going to be foggy, right? If your mind is foggy, the way you view the world, your view on the world is going to be skewed. It's going to be foggy. So you have to clean the lens in order to get a clear picture. You have to clean your mind. You have to clean and go through the introspection and decluttering in order to see the world with a clear lens. And the thing is, you are a product of your environment. We are products of our environment. I was a product of my environment, my circumstances, the trials and tribulations and trauma that I unfortunately and fortunately went through. What made me look at the world in a certain lens. However, it wasn't working for my benefit. It wasn't working in my good or for my good. It wasn't working on my behalf. And something had to give, something had to change. And some of you guys are probably wondering, what does introspection really help with? Let's use overthinking, for example. Overthinking is when you are continuously in a loop with the same thoughts and you're not getting a resolution, and those thoughts are invoking fear and anxiety upon you, and you start feeling uneasy, and you may start feeling like the world is against you, and you just start going loco in your mind. When you do the introspection and you declutter all of the patterns or behaviors or coping mechanisms that you have learned from small all the way up until your current age, once you go and you declutter all of those coping mechanisms, you then realize that there is a healthier way to go about navigating those circumstances. You then start to navigate it in a healthier manner. Instead of beating yourself up or guilt tripping or shaming yourself or being hard on yourself, you start to approach a circumstance with more curiosity than anything else. You shift from thinking, why me, to what is this teaching me? What perspective is this trying to invoke in my head? What new lesson can I take from this? What is happening here? Or maybe you don't even have to ask any questions other than just sit back and let it reveal itself to you. No panic, no worry, no thinking, just let it reveal itself to you. So the next question that is possibly popping up into your mind is, how does introspection change anything? So introspection, for one, if you are continuously entering relationships and it just isn't working out and it's feeling like it's always the other person and the blame is always on other people, and introspection makes you sit with yourself and realize that you are the common denominator, and makes you realize that you are doing something to trigger that version of the person. Yes, some people you really do need to let them go and let them battle their own demons or their own fights. But sometimes there is something that you are doing that's invoking or triggering them to then trigger you. To then trigger you back, because we are all somewhat mirrors of one another, right? So maybe there's something that you're doing that's bringing that version out of the person. Maybe you are just existing and that irritates the other person, so they're just trying to irritate you, and that's a case where you need to just leave them alone, because you are who you are and you're probably a beautiful person, but because you're a beautiful person, it's bothering them. You have to leave those kind of people alone. The next thing would be, I guess, career. Instead of you chasing every opportunity, you begin to attract what really resonates with you. You begin to adjust yourself to align with what you truly would like to do. And the biggest one of them all would be the self-worth. Instead of you looking for validation outside of yourself, you will receive validation within yourself, and you wouldn't need anyone else for it. Of course, a little big ups feels nice, but you don't need it. As for me, I went through an entire year and more of doing introspection, intentional introspection work. Of course, a couple of years before then, here and there, I would have pockets of focused moments, but then once my friend passed away, my world was shattered, and I'm just like, I was zoned out for a couple of months. Genuinely didn't even know time, day. I was just zoned out. And eventually, enough is enough. I got to pick myself up. And then I started on the introspection journey, and I've learned so much, which is why I'm now adamant about making YouTube videos and bringing people through the vehicle or through the lens of introspection, so that you too, if it resonates with you at least, you too can become or start to live a better life, a more fulfilling life to what you desire or what you would like. And with that being said, sometimes you just have to sit in the mirror and talk to yourself for 60 seconds. 60 seconds typically leads to a longer period of time, but you need that one-on-one with yourself, the same way you have one-on-ones with other people in meetings, client interaction. So sometimes you do need that one-on-one interaction. And I hope that you do subscribe to this page, because we are going on a journey. No matter how long it takes, we're going on the journey just to make sure it sticks in your head so that you can live a more prosperous life. So with that being said, the more you do the introspection, the more you validate yourself, the more you understand yourself, the more you have clarity. You wouldn't need the world to understand you.
Let we go, let we go. When he rum, tell you you's a big dancer.